On May 2025, something truly unusual is happening in Florida. A powerful hailstorm swept across parts of the state, catching both residents and weather experts by surprise. While thunderstorms are a regular part of Florida's warm, humid climate, hailstorms, especially ones this severe, are extremely rare. Yet on that day, chunks of ice the size of golf balls came crashing down from the sky, pounding rooftops, smashing car windshields, and transforming peaceful neighborhoods into chaotic scenes of weather mayhem.
Holy cow.
The morning had started innocently enough. Warm temperatures, high humidity, and gentle breezes painted a typical springtime picture. But high above, the atmosphere was stirring. A stationary front hovered over central Florida, locked in place and charged with unstable air. It was the perfect setup, hot surface temperatures clashing with cold, upper-level winds. Meteorologists had already issued severe thunderstorm watches by early afternoon, warning of possible gusty winds and isolated hail. But few expected what came next.
Look at the grass. Oh my God. Look at that.
Around 3:00 p.m., the skies began to darken over Palm Beach County. The clouds thickened into a bruised, swirling mass. Suddenly, the wind picked up, temperatures dropped, and then, without much warning, the hail began. At first, it was small, barely more than pellets, but within minutes, the stones grew larger. Residents reported hearing what sounded like a freight train overhead as golf ball-sized hail pelted down. Near Lake Worth Road, the damage quickly piled up. Trees were snapped like twigs.
That is hail. Holy crap.
Branches littered the streets, and homes suffered broken windows and roof damage. The National Weather Service recorded wind gusts of 52 miles per hour in the area, compounding the storm's destruction. Elsewhere, the scene was just as intense. In Boynton Beach, stunned residents watched as hail blanketed streets and lawns in icy white. One person filmed the storm from their backyard, capturing the deafening sound of hailstones slamming into metal fences, outdoor furniture, and car roofs. The footage quickly went viral, showing just how severe the storm had become. Many locals said it was the worst hailstorm they had ever witnessed. Further north in Fort Pierce, the storm struck early, around 8:00 a.m., bringing a brief but violent barrage of hail. Though not as widespread, it was enough to trigger severe thunderstorm warnings and cause temporary panic as morning routines were disrupted. In Highlands County, 3 mobile homes were reported damaged, and 1 person sustained a minor injury during the storm's peak. Even more surprising were reports from students and staff at Joaquin Garcia High School in Lake Worth. Hail covered the school's athletic field, making it look like a winter scene plucked out of the Midwest. For a moment, Florida no longer looked like Florida. Large trees in Wellington were uprooted near 120th Avenue South and Pearson Road. Public works teams moved quickly to assess the area and clear the roads of debris. Traffic lights were knocked out in some places, and emergency services scrambled to keep up with calls. Thankfully, despite the storm's fury, no fatalities were reported. Communities came together quickly. Neighbors helped each other clear debris, shared photos and videos online, and reached out to those who suffered property damage. Across Facebook and X, formerly Twitter, residents shared clips of the surreal storm, turning it into one of the most talked about weather events of the season. But what caused such a dramatic storm? Hail forms when strong updrafts inside a thunderstorm lift raindrops high into the atmosphere, so high that temperatures plunge below freezing. These droplets freeze and then begin to tumble within the cloud, accumulating layer upon layer of ice, until they become too heavy and fall to the ground. The size of the hail depends on how strong those updrafts. In this case, conditions were just right: warm, moist air near the ground, colder temperatures aloft, and a powerful front to stir the mix. Florida's climate isn't usually conducive to hail. The state's warm, wet weather favors rain and lightning over frozen precipitation. But in the spring, things can change quickly. All it takes is one strong front and a surge of cold air from the north to create a perfect hail-producing storm. That's exactly what happened on May. The storm served as a reminder that even in the Sunshine State, extreme weather can strike when it's least expected. After the skies cleared and the sun returned, the damage assessments began. Most of the destruction was superficial: broken windows, dented cars, and shredded foliage. But the psychological impact lingered. Many residents said they'd never forget the sound of the hail, the sheer force of the wind, and the eerie calm that followed the storm. It was a day that reminded everyone in Florida that weather is not to be taken lightly. Authorities have since urged residents to remain alert during storm season. Meteorologists emphasized that although events like this are rare, changing climate patterns could lead to more unusual storms in the future. Having an emergency weather plan, securing property during warnings, and staying informed through apps and local news sources are more important than ever. The May 6, 2025 hailstorm was more than a weather anomaly. It was a story of nature's brute force, of communities coming together, and of the unpredictable reality of living in a rapidly changing climate. While Florida rebuilds and recovers, the images of that icy day in May won't be forgotten anytime soon. Not because of the damage it caused, but because of how quickly it reminded everyone that even in paradise, storms can strike without warning. Thank you for watching. If you were impacted by the May 6 hailstorm or witnessed it firsthand, share your experience in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more weather stories from across the country. Stay safe, stay prepared, and always keep an eye on the sky.